In the vast, boundless ocean, mysterious, dark, and full of secrets, there roams a creature both powerful and graceful. Sleek in form and lightning fast in motion, it glides through the underwater world like a phantom. This is the shark, one of the ocean's most awe-inspiring predators. Watch closely. That streamlined body shimmers just beneath the surface, fading in and out of sight under the play of refracted light. Every movement is deliberate, powerful. With a single flick of its tail, it sends ripples pulsing through the water. Its sharp dorsal fin cuts through the surface like a blade, announcing its presence, its authority over the sea. The name alone, shark, calls to mind strength, speed, and mystery. But have you ever wondered, how do these apex predators survive in such a fiercely competitive world? What makes them so perfectly adapted to life in the deep? Today, we're diving into the incredible world of sharks to uncover the truth behind their biology, their behavior, and their story of survival. Sharks have a history that stretches back an astonishing 420 million years, all the way to the Devonian period, nearly 200 million years before the first dinosaurs appeared. They've witnessed Earth through unimaginable changes, surviving not one but 5 mass extinction events, moments when life on Earth nearly ended. Take the end Permian extinction, for example, the most catastrophic of them all. About 96% of all life was wiped out. Ocean ecosystems were devastated. And yet, somehow, sharks endured. While other dominant species vanished into history, sharks adapted, evolved, and carried on. That resilience is no accident. Sharks have evolved with an extraordinary set of survival tools. Highly sensitive electroreceptors that detect the faintest movement, cartilage-based skeletons that make them fast and flexible, and rows of ever-replacing razor-sharp teeth. But they're more than just hunters. They play a critical role in maintaining the health of marine ecosystems, keeping populations in balance and driving evolutionary pressure on prey species. Without sharks, the ocean would be a very different and far less stable place. In a way, sharks are like the ocean's memory, living fossils that have endured hundreds of millions of years of change, chaos, and catastrophe, all while remaining true to their nature. So the next time you hear the word shark, remember, you're not just thinking of a predator. You're thinking of a survivor, a witness to Earth's ancient past, and one of the most fascinating creatures ever to roam our planet. A family portrait of sharks. The shark family is vast and incredibly diverse. So far, scientists have identified over 539 species of sharks, each with its own unique form and features. From giants that rule the open ocean to tiny species small enough to hide in coral reefs, sharks come in an astonishing range of shapes and sizes. Let's start with the biggest of them all, the whale shark. It's not just the largest shark, it's the largest fish in the world. Growing up to 20 meters long and weighing between 7,000 to 8,000 kilograms, a whale shark cruising through the ocean is like a slow-moving submarine, massive, majestic, and oddly gentle for a creature of its size. Now, on the opposite end of the scale, meet one of the smallest members of the shark family, the dwarf lantern shark. An adult male measures just 15 centimeters, with females barely reaching 20 centimeters, small enough to nestle inside a sea anemone. When placed side by side with a whale shark, the size difference is almost surreal. A true David and Goliath moment, all within the same family. Then there's the hammerhead shark, one of the ocean's most bizarre and instantly recognizable silhouettes. With a wide, flattened head that stretches outward like the head of a sledgehammer, this unique shape isn't just for show. It gives the hammerhead an expanded field of vision, allowing it to scan more of its surroundings at once, an evolutionary advantage when tracking prey or detecting predators. And we can't forget the saw shark, a true oddity of the deep. Its snout extends forward like a blade, lined with razor-sharp, tooth-like projections on either side, almost like a chainsaw built into its face. This formidable weapon is used to slash through schools of fish, or defend itself against threats. From the graceful giants to the miniature oddballs, from hammerheads to saw-snouted hunters, the shark family is a marvel of evolutionary design, each species uniquely suited to its environment, each playing a role in the grand theater of the ocean. Super senses, the shark's secret weapons. What makes a shark such an efficient hunter? It's not just power or speed, it's sensory mastery. Sharks possess a set of supercharged senses that give them a serious edge in the underwater world. Let's start with their incredible sense of smell. A shark can detect the scent of blood at a concentration as low as 1 part per million. That means a single drop of blood in an Olympic-sized pool could set off alarms in a shark's brain. In experiments, scientists have observed sharks altering their course and heading straight toward a water source where just a trace amount of blood had been released. It's like radar for the nose, tuned perfectly for finding food across vast stretches of ocean. But their olfactory abilities are just the beginning. Sharks also have a sixth sense, a kind of biological sonar. It's called electroreception, and it's made possible by tiny gel-filled pores on their heads, called the ampullae of Lorenzini. These specialized organs can detect the faint electrical signals generated by the muscle movements of other animals. So even if a fish is hidden beneath the sand, completely still and invisible to the eye, a shark can sense its heartbeat. This ability is especially useful in murky waters or at night, when visibility is low. While most predators rely on sight or sound, sharks can feel the presence of life itself, down to the flicker of a fin or the pulse of a muscle twitch. Then there's the lateral line system, another powerful adaptation. Running along both sides of a shark's body, this system is composed of fluid-filled canals lined with sensitive cells that detect even the slightest changes in water pressure. When nearby fish move, they create subtle vibrations in the water, and the shark picks up on these immediately. It's like having motion sensors built directly into the body, allowing the shark to detect movement, judge distance, and react instantly. Unlike most fish, however, sharks don't have a swim bladder, that gas-filled organ used to control buoyancy. So how do they stay afloat? Sharks rely on two things: powerful, continuous movement, and a liver filled with oil, a substance that's less dense than water, helping them stay neutrally buoyant. Their bodies are built for motion. With strong, muscular tails and streamlined forms, sharks propel themselves forward constantly, like living torpedoes. Some species, like the shortfin mako, can reach speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour, about 43 miles per hour, thanks to their powerful muscles and perfectly adapted body design. Speaking of design, a shark's body is the definition of hydrodynamic. Its streamlined shape minimizes drag, allowing it to glide smoothly through the water. Its pectoral fins help with steering and lift, while the dorsal fin adds stability, just like the wings and rudder of an airplane. Together, these features allow sharks to make sharp turns, accelerate quickly, and glide with incredible control, making them elite-level hunters in the world's oceans. From nose to tail, every part of the shark is optimized for survival, an evolutionary masterpiece of form and function. Jaws of steel, the shark's endless supply of teeth. When it comes to hunting, nothing says business like a shark's teeth. And make no mistake, these aren't just teeth, they're weapons. Different sharks have different dental blueprints, perfectly tailored to their diet and hunting style. Take the infamous great white, for example. Its teeth are razor-sharp, serrated like steak knives, and built to rip and shred flesh with terrifying efficiency. In contrast, the whale shark, the largest fish on the planet, sports tiny, comb-like teeth used not for biting but for filtering plankton from massive gulps of seawater. Same category of animal, completely different toolkit. But here's something truly wild. Shark teeth aren't anchored to their jaws like ours. They sit in rows inside the gums, almost like conveyor belts. This setup makes them more prone to falling out during feeding. But it also gives sharks a superpower most creatures can only dream of. Sharks don't just lose teeth, they replace them. Constantly. Most sharks have 5 to 6 rows of teeth at any given time. The front row does the heavy lifting, grabbing, slicing, crunching, while the backup rows patiently wait their turn. When a tooth falls out or gets damaged, the next one rolls forward like clockwork, locking into position like a new blade in a mechanical mouth. And this isn't a rare event. It happens all the time. Some species can replace a full row of teeth every 7 to 10 days. Over a lifetime, a single shark might go through 20,000 to 30,000 teeth. Let that sink in. Tens of thousands of teeth. That's like nature's version of an automatic weapon. Always loaded, always ready. This constant renewal ensures that a shark's bite is always at peak performance, razor sharp and ready to take down its next meal. It's part of what makes sharks not just survivors, but apex predators with an edge that never dulls. The many ways sharks bring new life into the ocean. When it comes to reproduction, sharks are full of surprises. They don't stick to just one method. In fact, they've got 3: oviparous, viviparous, and ovoviviparous. Fancy words, sure, but behind them lies a fascinating story of survival, strategy, and adaptation. Let's start with oviparous sharks, the egg layers. Species like the whale shark and the basking shark reproduce by laying eggs. But these aren't your average soft fish eggs. Shark eggs come wrapped in tough leathery casings known as egg cases, or, more charmingly, mermaid's purses. Some look like little satchels, others have twisted tendrils that anchor them to the seafloor or coral reefs. Inside, a baby shark develops slowly, protected from the harsh outside world, but not completely safe. These eggs are still vulnerable to predators, and laying fewer eggs at a time means the odds aren't always in their favor. Then there are the viviparous sharks, true live bearers. In this group, embryos develop inside the mother's body, nourished through a placenta, just like in mammals. This internal development gives shark pups a huge head start. Take the spotted dogfish, for example. Its pregnancy can last up to 24 months. That's 2 years of careful growth and protection before the pup is finally born, ready to swim and fend for itself. This method increases survival, but it's slow. Long gestation means fewer offspring over a lifetime. And then we have the sharks that do things a little differently. Ovoviviparous species. This is kind of the best of both worlds. They lay eggs internally, but the eggs hatch inside the mother, and the baby sharks emerge fully formed when the time is right. They don't rely on a placenta, but feed on the nutrient-rich yolk in the egg. Some species, like the whale shark, can give birth to over 300 pups in a single event. That's a shark nursery explosion. But here's the catch. No matter which method they use, sharks reproduce slowly. Long cycles. Small litters. High risks. And once born, baby sharks, known as pups, face a dangerous world filled with predators, including other sharks. This slow reproductive rate is one reason sharks are so vulnerable to human threats. Overfishing, habitat destruction, and pollution have a huge impact on shark populations. Unlike other fish that can spawn by the thousands, sharks don't bounce back quickly. So when a single shark is taken from the ocean, it's not just one life lost, it's generations of potential life that vanish with it. The shark that got a bad rap. In movies and media, sharks often get painted as the ultimate ocean killer. Take the classic movie Jaws, for example. The director used tense music, dim underwater lighting, and shocking surprise attacks to turn the shark into the embodiment of fear. In the film, a giant great white shark terrorizes a beach resort, launching frequent attacks on unsuspecting humans. With blood-soaked scenes and terrified screams, the movie left an unforgettable mark on audiences. And it didn't just stop there, it cemented sharks as dangerous in the public's mind. But real life? It's more complicated than Hollywood fiction. Historically, there have been famous shark attacks that certainly added fuel to the fire of fear. In 1916, a series of attacks off the coast of New Jersey in the U.S. shocked the world. In just 12 days, 5 people were attacked, 4 of them fatally. It was peak summer, and beachgoers flocked to cool off, only to be met by shark attacks that left the entire region in a panic. The media widely covered these tragic events, and public fear grew, reinforcing the belief that sharks are man-eating monsters. But here's the truth. Most sharks don't attack humans. Out of the 539 species of sharks, only a few great whites, bull sharks, and tiger sharks are considered potentially dangerous. Shark attacks on humans are incredibly rare. In fact, there are only dozens of reported incidents globally every year, and the number of human deaths from other causes far exceeds those caused by sharks. But why do sharks attack humans at all? There are several possible reasons. Sometimes, sharks mistake humans for their regular prey, like in murky water, where a surfer's silhouette on a board can look like a seal to a shark. From a shark's perspective, it's hard to make out shapes clearly in the refracted underwater light, so they might bite first and figure out the mistake later. More often than not, once they realize we're not the meal they expected, they'll just swim away. Sometimes it's a case of curiosity or a defensive reaction. Sharks don't have hands. They use their mouths to explore their environment. If they come across a human, they might give a little nip to see what we are. And if we make sudden movements or invade their territory, that could trigger an attack as well. So no, sharks are not naturally inclined to attack humans. There's a lot of misunderstanding about their behavior. Humans are the real threat to sharks. While shark attacks on humans make headlines, we're the ones doing the most harm to sharks. Overfishing is a major problem. Sharks are hunted for their fins, which are considered a delicacy in some cultures. Each year, over 100 million sharks are killed for the fin trade alone. Many sharks, once their fins are cut off, are tossed back into the ocean, unable to swim and left to die. The cruelty involved is heartbreaking. Pollution also plays a huge role in the decline of shark populations. Industrial waste, plastic, and sewage are pouring into the oceans, degrading the sharks' habitats. Not only does this affect their homes, but it also leads to sharks ingesting toxic substances, damaging their health and reproduction. For example, some sharks mistakenly eat plastic, leading to intestinal blockages and eventually starvation. And the noise pollution in the ocean messes with their navigation and hunting abilities. We've got to do something about this. Sharks are vital to the health of the ocean ecosystem. As apex predators, sharks control the populations of other marine creatures, preventing certain species from becoming overabundant and throwing the balance off. If shark populations continue to dwindle, the ocean ecosystem could face collapse, and many other marine species could be threatened as well. So what can we do to help? We can refuse to buy shark fin products, including shark fins and any other items made from sharks. No demand means no slaughter. We can reduce shark killings right at the source. We can also get involved in marine conservation organizations, raise awareness about shark protection, and help people understand why sharks matter. Every little bit counts to protect these magnificent creatures and ensure they continue to roam freely in our oceans. Alright, that's it for today's shark adventure. I can't wait to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Were you blown away by their unique survival skills? Or have you had a new perspective on human-shark relationships? Feel free to share any cool shark stories you know, or let me know what kind of shark content you want to see in future videos. Next time, we'll dive deep into the mysterious creatures living in the ocean's depths. What bizarre shapes and survival strategies do they have? We'll find out together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss our next exciting adventure. See you in the next video.